that horse. We'll only see him a few times, then he'll go to stud. He'll be worth about, Flem, just so you know, about 80 to 100 million.
Mate, you could have actually asked me and I would have told you. I would have gone probably 85 to 100 million. Yeah.
So, you know where he's been standing at stud then, Flem.
Yeah, I'm not going to give away all my horse tips tonight. You know, you just keep it to yourself.
I think he'll be at Arrowfield replacing Redute's Choice and Snitzel in time. So, anyway, enough horse talk. We move back to the cricket. Narby's in the game.
This is the greatest over of tonight.
That's right. There's one run off 4 balls.
Don't speak too soon. There's 2 to go. And thanks, Brian. I say McCullum's on strike, so speak too soon. But it looks like the change of pace has been a little bit harder to hit anyway from what we've seen from the quicks so far. Yorker, beautifully bowled.
Is a awesome delivery. Did you see Baz's face there? Yeah. That was genuine. You did me there. 105 kilometres an hour. That is perfect. And dipping. Yeah, acknowledgement from Baz.
Nod of approval. He swats it leg side. An extravagant sweep. And that's the end of the over. Just 2 off the over. End of the power play. It's none for 67.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. Stella Reserve. Chase the next.
Spoke about the Autumn Sun. There he is, winning the Caulfield Guineas. Just about a record margin. It was breathtaking. And then he went out for a spell.
Oh, yeah, have a look at that.
It might have been a record.
It might have been. James McDonald standing up, saluting a long, long way out. Decided not to go to the Cox plate and tackle Winks.
Just look at him there, just looking over at the big screen, wanting just to see what was chasing him.
Oh, that's the name of Brendan McCullum's bat, the Autumn Sun. He's got a bat. He had a bat named Winks that he then gave to the Winks owners. He's had an Almandon and
has it gone the other way? Have any jockeys had cricket bats as they ride, just with Brendan McCullum's name on it?
And Christian into the attack. Flem, did you officially mock the power play score by saying this was going to be the biggest record ever, and then they only got 2 off the last over?
Disappointed. This is 65. You're looking at, they could have got 80. It was amazing. So, but that was how well bowled from Narby, though.
Yeah, good call.
Experienced, really good. The Yorker is well, if you can land it at any stage in the game, it's hard to get away.
I think they're still pretty happy though, Flame.
Do you reckon?
Number 68
I
off
thought there was a
6.1.
momentum shift there.
Christian into the attack. He'll bowl lots of cutters. He'll hit the wicket. Lots of change-ups. He'll make sure that he's not too predictable. Flame, I think we've seen already that probably Joe Manning was way too predictable in his first 2 overs. Christian will make sure that he's not.
Yep, right arm smorgasbord from Dan Christian. He'll bowl just about a different delivery every ball. Keep them guessing and just trying to mess with their footwork a little bit.
He's in great form, isn't he? Really confident, bowling and he's batting so well. He's going to test McCullum. McCullum's got right in the middle of the bat, but there is support there.
The shoulder looks okay. When he's playing shots like that,
he's working on it, though, isn't he?
He's working on it, but he's still...
I think it was the end of the 5th over. I saw him just doing a few exercises, just trying to loosen that right shoulder up. So he must be just giving him a little bit of grief.
Tendonitis or something in there.
But when you swing that hard, man, you're going to have a shoulder problem at some stage.
That's true. Bryant's looking for a 6, but he's gone. He finds a fielder in the out. And the baby bash was entertaining for 44, but he's gone. Off 23 magnificent deliveries. Gee, hit it well.
Well, he's done it again, though. He's made another start and not capitalised. Dan Christian, that slower cutter into the wicket. And he just got the height right, Flem. That was the important thing there. He just got it high enough to not let Bryant get the middle of the bat on the ball. Mackenzie Harvey, it was a deep mid-wicket, came charging in. I thought he was going to run too far in underneath it, but put the brakes on, took a comfortable catch in front of his face. So one brother goes, the big brother comes in. 1 for 70.
रोहित शर्मा हुए आउट ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया। ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया। पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है। क्या होगा मैन इन ब्लू का अगला दाव?
झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते वक्त किससे डरते?
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव सोनी 6 और सोनी 10 पर।
छूना मत। Here's the big brother, Chris Lynn, leading the tournament for sixes hit already. He's having a really solid tournament. 84 being the highlight against the Sixers off 55 deliveries. He's 54 off 30 against the Thunder. It was full of highlights as well. So Chris Lynn in good touch.
Good platform to come out. 1 for 70, 6.4 overs.
Oh.
And a good over here from Dan Christian, isn't it? He's changed it up. That was his cricket ball, 135. He's got a wicket. It's only leg 3 singles, so that's why they got him across Melbourne Renegades. He's been excellent in the middle order, but very shrewd with the ball.
Well, I reckon we'll see as well, boys. I reckon we'll see the Renegades go straight to the spinners and probably straight to Cameron Boyce and Narby just for a few overs outside of the power play because Chris Lynn's strike rate against the spinners is a lot less than the quicks. It's the end of the 7th over. A very good one for the Renegades. Just 4 runs from it, 1 for 71.
अब जिस प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत होने जा रही है वो कोई छोटा मोटा दंगल ना से। इसमें दूध घी खाने वाले अखाड़े के मजबूत बॉडी वाले पहलवानों के साथ लेडीज पहलवान भी पंगा लेने वाली हैं, जिनने मिट्टी से बैट तक की दूरी बखूबी पार की है।
Dabur Chyawanprash Pro Wrestling next season 4, Sony 6, Sony 10-3 or Sony Wahbar.
There's Tommy Stewart from the Geelong Cats. Of course, he was All-Australian last year. He had a wonderful season. And here at Cardinia Park, enjoying a bit of cricket.
He was an older draftee too, wasn't he? Playing local footy in Geelong. I think Matty Scarlett, our Geelong fullback. Was either coaching or saw him play. How good was Cameron Boyce in the last game? Like, he is at the peak of his powers.
He certainly is, and you predicted it perfectly, Rick. Straight away, bring spin on with Lynn just arriving. So Boyce to Lynn.
Yeah, you're spot on, Flem. He was very good in his last game. Cameron Boyce actually got both of these two out from memory, both McCullum and Lynn.
So Boyce 7 wickets. Considering they've lost Richardson with 11 and Chinwari with 8, he's the man for them.
2 for 17 off his 4 overs, didn't he, up at the Gabba?
It was just his accuracy. You know, they'd got off to a flyer. He was bowling quicker into the pitch and the odds slower wronging. But it wasn't turning as much as this up at the Gabba. So he knows it's turning straight away. Might be able to attack a little bit more.
We had Narby, I'll take the pace off and straight away, terrific over. And now we're seeing Boyce. So this might be the recipe that the Renegades go with.
I was talking about Chris Lynn's strike rate, quicks versus spinners in his whole career in the Big Bash. His overall strike rate against fast bowling is 174. His overall strike rate against spinners just 119. Now that's why you'll see most teams, whenever he comes to the crease, they'll bring spin on straight away, try and get through some cheap overs.
I reckon that's improved in the last few years. I think when he started, it would have been under a run of ball against spin, but mate, you know, going to the IPL has probably helped him.
Well, it's actually worse in the power play as well for him, interestingly enough. It's only 100 against the spinners in the power play.
Really top class first over there from Boyce. Continues his good form after 8. It's 1 for 74.
इस मोबाइल को कोई चुरा सकता है और इस मोबाइल से आप किसी का दिल चुरा सकते हैं। फॉग का छोटा मोबाइल पैक, जब भी चाहो परफ्यूम से दिल चुरा लो।
So Chris Lynn and Baz McCullum in action. Bucket heads left, right and centre. here at Geelong Stadium, Cardinia Park.
I hope they're air conditioned. Pretty hot under those, I reckon, out there.
It'll be even hotter tomorrow. It's going to be 37 in this part of the world. That's degrees Celsius for those watching us around the world. Here's Chris Lynn facing Christian. Murders it outside off stump for 4.
Just a bit of whip, isn't it, for Chris Lynn? You can see he was hesitant in the crease against spin, but he loves the ball coming on, particularly if he can just free his hands.
Yeah, that's a good illustration there. Play might think of why he's so good against the faster bowlers. It was wide from Christian, unusually wide. He just releases the wrist and slaps it back with a point.
It's also a great illustration of what you were saying when he hits it into the ground, how it just stops.
No. It's definitely slower, yeah. Which I don't mind on a really small ground.
Sam McClure is alongside James Pattinson tonight.
Yeah, look, it's been fantastic. Obviously, we're pretty strong in the first sort of 6 overs in the tournament so far. So, we've had a bit of trouble in the middle over. So hopefully the boys can get rolling today and we can put on a big score.
Now, not so much good news for you. Talk us through the side strain that's ruled you out of the tournament.
Yeah, look, obviously, bit of bad news. The other night I tore my side, so I have a few weeks off. Probably start bowling again in 3 weeks, and depending on where we are in the tournament, see if I can slide in if we make the finals. But we'll probably look to play some Shield cricket after this, and so it's obviously not great news, but not the worst.
Not the worst news, because the Ashes are still coming up later this year. You'll be fit and firing for them, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Obviously, when I've been out of cricket for a long period of time, it's hard to get back in, and hopefully I can get back after this little setback and play some Shield cricket, and then hopefully get over to England or keep going. Yeah.
Let's hope so. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
No worries. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Sam. James Pattinson, what a talent he is, but what a frustration.
Bad news, isn't it? He's got back into first-class cricket. He's bowling really fast, batting at 7, looking at the ashes, and now he's the intercostal muscle. They call it the grunter, because you tend to grunt once you do it, Richo. The side muscle, it hurts.
Can you still bat with it? Because that's what he's done in the past. Whenever he's been injured from bowling, he
Yeah,
goes
you
back
wouldn't
to
need as
grade
much.
cricket.
He wouldn't bat tonight.
No, but he goes back to grade cricket and works on his batting.
Yeah, but, while you're batting with it, is it recovering?
Yeah, good point.
So, it might only be 3 weeks, but I know some fast bowlers that miss 3 months with a grunter muscle.
I was going to say, I was actually pleasantly surprised to hear 3 weeks and I'll be back bowling. That seems really early to come back. If it's a bad tear, strain, fair enough. If it's a tear, I'll be really surprised.
So down the ground for Christian, last ball of the over. So he just gets a single there. 7 off the over. 1 for 81 after 9.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया। ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया, पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है। क्या होगा मेरिन ब्लू का अगला दाव?
झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते वक्त किससे डरते।
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव सोनी 6 और सोनी 3 पर।
I trust you're enjoying watching the action of the Bash brothers, and make sure you stay watching Perth Scorchers versus Sydney Sixers live from the Perth Stadium. So a big doubleheader.
Massive game, that one tonight. The Sixers have been pretty impressive this tournament so far, and if anything, the Scorchers have probably underperformed on their home deck, though.
They've got a few games at home, though, Rick, the Perth Scorchers.
So Sam Harper's got the helmet cam on for us behind the stumps. That's the view you're getting. Sensational. All the players been willing to take on the technology to help us bring you right out into the middle.
Thanks, Sam.
There's Sammy Harper. He's one of Ricky's favourite players now. He might even be considered for Ricky's team of the year at the moment in the Big Bash. Such his form is. More on that later.
And Rick, what about the shade there? Does that put you off when you're batting, if they're releasing in the shade?
It would a little bit, yeah. I mean, quite a lot of the 50-over games that we used to play that started at 2:30, and then by the time the second innings was sort of starting to come round, the shadow used to go across the middle of the wicket, so it can be a little bit off-putting, but I don't think it'll worry these two too much. They've been around the block a few times, McCullum and Lynn.
You didn't bat long enough, Flem, to ever get put off by that?
No, it was generally pretty dark by the time I wandered out there.
Try opening your eyes there.
Oh,
He gets a top edge, but it's a long, long way. I'm sure he didn't get all of that.
he didn't get all of that. And that's the longer boundary, isn't it?
You sure he didn't get all of that?
72 metres.
I'm sure he didn't.
I reckon he got a
Very good
decent
he is.
piece. I reckon he just opened the face of the bat. Tries to put a bit of backspin on it, I reckon.
Like a 56-degree lob
Well,
wedge.
have a look at him here. Just leaves the face of the bat open and just slices a little.
Oh,
Up she goes. I reckon he was pretty confident straight away.
He looked up straight away where the ball was going. That was slower, 79 kilometres from Boyce.
and it went
Thrown
79
up a bit.
metres.
Did it exactly go 79? Yeah, look back.
Well, that's what you did.
79 kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
And Sam Harper's helmet cam. Oh, what a view.
The only thing he got wrong there, Cameron Boyce, was just a little bit too full. The line and everything was okay. It was just a little bit full.
Shouts of catch it. It avoids the fielder. And just a single.
Yeah, we talked about Cam Boyce, and he's been an excellent spinner in the BBL for a long time, but these are wickets against the Bash brothers, and you can see that length, and he was probably right at that full stage where you're talking about Rick and that ball that went for 6, so a bit shorter. About that length there, you can see they're hesitant, just trying to read it off the pitch.
Well, the thing with that length, Flem, you can't just step and hit. You take one step down and you're not ever there to be able to go through and hit the ball. The batsmen have got, if he bowls that length there, the batsmen have got to use their feet to make it their mind up if they want to go down the wicket or if they want to try and get deep in their crease and try and cut him or pull him. So that's the key to bowling spin. You've still got to be hitting the top of the stumps and no fuller than that.
Yeah,
Right off, it's over.
Oh, geez, how quick was that one? At the front of the hand.
A lot
That's
more than
111
79.
kilometres an hour. Halfway gone, 1 for 90.
Silka ball. Pro volleyball.
2nd to 22nd February, live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony Gen 3.
Haven't got off to the best start. The Brisbane Heat, they are 1 for 90, and the man responsible for these big overs joins me in Max Bryant, an unbelievable 42. Max, well done. Everyone wants to know about the pitch. How's it playing?
It's playing a bit like Spotless Stadium in Sydney, I think. It's a bit low, dry. But yeah, no, it's good.
And a great start for you, and the fellow Bash brothers are continuing things on as we see another boundary, Richo.
Yeah, that's right. Slapped it down the ground. Keep going, Sammy.
What's going to be the play when you guys bowl? It seems like it's harder to come on with the spinners. Bowl more spin.
Probably early up, almost spin, and then later on in the innings, both slow balls, hitting the hip. So yeah,
And what looks a good total here, 1 for 94, halfway through the 11th over.
I think 180 plus would be good here.
180 plus. Appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Navi.
There's Max Bryant. Baby Bash, as social media is calling him, or maybe the Bash triplets. I don't know about him. What do you think?
Good to hear from the youngster as well.
That's right.
Yourself on TV.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Lynn and Bryant, they are brothers. They're twins. The way they play, they're like twin brothers.
Strong.
And he's got it in the gap there. Can they stop? No, they can't. 4 runs. So for McCallum, 4 4s and 2 6s, strike rate of 162. He moves to 39.
Well, that was Mackenzie Harvey out there at deep mid wicket. He did all the hard work, got to the ball easy enough, and then tried to actually knock it around to his mate. Tried to knock it on to Joe Menny. You can see here he reaches out with his right hand, and in trying to knock it to his mate, actually knocks it into the rope. You can see there. He just tried to push it onto Menny, who was coming around to help him out. 4 more to McCullum.
That might have broken the autumn sun. He looks at the bottom of the bat.
Well, they're 1 for 100 now, the Brisbane Heat. And there's still plenty of positives for them as well, because these two have batted 12 times in Big Bash history. 580 runs from those partnerships, average of 52.73, 300s and 250 partnerships. So they get going again tonight. There's a huge total coming here for the Brisbane Heat.
You have literally swallowed a Big Bash thesaurus and dictionary. You know we've got it all.
Well, it's nice to be able to let the viewers know, isn't it? What the little,
How good these guys are.
absolutely, the little things that you probably wouldn't know that don't just flash up on the screen all the time.
Yeah.
But for the bowlers, you don't want to be hearing that.
No.
Because they're going at both ends. You get the dangerous batsmen batsman off strike, get him a single, and then,
Well,
there's
Lynn
another
hasn't.
basher up the other end.
He's only hit 2 boundaries at the moment. He's only just warming up.
He's warming up.
Yeah, he's starting.
But he can afford to because McCullum's taken on the role from Brian, hasn't he? He's finding the boundary now.
The interesting thing, though, boys, straight away, as soon as they have taken the pace off the ball, as soon as the spinners have come on, it actually has looked harder to hit. So maybe this wicket will slow up as the game goes on.
Oh, mate.
Well, that was my reading of it down there.
Wait on.
That's why I was surprised, the Renegades won the toss and decided to bowl. After 11, it's 1 for 102.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. So loser, chase the next.
Stop this run rate.
So Matty Renshaw, Alex Ross, and James Pearson, Jimmy Pearson. Alex Ross, the sweet bologist.
Oh, he'll love it here.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Ben Cutting comes in next. 11 overs gone, 1 for 102. Knowing what the Brisbane Heat are like, they want to keep going hard.
He's decided he risked falcing himself there. He nearly hit the
It
ball
might have been a slight one.
into his chin, did he?
Maybe a slight one.
You're as big a cricket tragic as me, Flem. You remember him playing some of these off Sean Tate
Oh, yeah. Over New Zealand.
in New Zealand. Sean Tate on 150 k's an hour, and he's down on one knee doing that. And that got just getting anything on him, and they're going for 6 straight over the keeper's head or to find lead.
Eden Park.
Eden Park, that was it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. With the batting order, if spin's on, I wouldn't mind seeing the sweep bowler just come out. But I think we spoke last game, didn't we, that whether it's wickets falling or it's just specific overs with Cutting.
Yep.
Maybe their batting collapses might be at the front of their mind, though, when they're looking at who comes in next. We've seen the Brisbane Heat collapse alarmingly.
I actually think...
Have a look at that.
Yeah, you can see
5 for
there,
2.
5 for 2, and down the bottom, 4 for 5 and 4 for 7. So they've done it 3 times already in the tournament. Through the top 6 they've got, in fact, they're the Brisbane Heat. That's something they won't be proud of. But I just wonder as well if that's been in the back of Chris Lynn's mind since he's been out there, because he's probably unusually slow for him right now.
Yep.
He's 18 off 17, so maybe he's just trying to hold it back a little bit, trying to ensure that another collapse like that doesn't happen.
And for the Melbourne Renegades, they'd be knowing this. They'd be trying to keep up, going, well, the middle order has let them down. When they've been trying to accelerate in the closing overs, they've been losing wickets. Because 10 and over from here is 189. That is a massive total.
So a little chip from McCullum down the ground. It'll just be a single. Does look to be struggling with his shoulder. You see him
In between balls he does, but when he actually decides to go, I don't think he's holding back.
just gives you that feel.
Well, he's just... You can see him just saying there, he's just talking about the shadow and the sun coming down across the wicket. Don't look at the shadow now. It's halfway, right across the middle of the track.
Might be just a bit of instability in his shoulder. Well bowled. Well bowled. It's a good percentage ball with this field, making Lynn reach for the ball, but you've got to be on the money.
The thing about this game as well, if you're playing a test match, Flam, and you're a batsman, right-handed batsman, you're not that worried about your right shoulder. But in this game, when you're trying to create as much power as you can, that's where it's all coming from. It's all coming out of that bottom hand, your bottom forearm, and your bottom shoulder.
It's as though it's a little bit like a tennis elbow, but in the shoulder. You know that feeling?
Tendinitis, yes.
Tendinitis feel that you get.
Well bowled again. So 2 excellent balls to finish off the over. They're diving around everywhere. So it's just closing up a little bit here. 12 overs, 1 for 106.
बाकी सब तो उड़ गया लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रह गया
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं रहेगा
Runs and over will get him to 186. 8 runs and over will get him to 170.
It's a wonderful initiative by Cricket Australia. The Domain Brisbane Test against Sri Lanka will support drought relief for the Australian cricket community, encouraged to rally around this important cause. Fans attending the Brisbane Test, as well as those watching at home, will be encouraged to support Australian communities currently experiencing drought by donating to rural aid throughout the test. Funds raised during the Brisbane Test will be used by drought relief charity Rural Aid to distribute hay bales, which is really important, and water to drought-stricken communities in Western Queensland and New South Wales. And if you're watching it in those areas, we are thinking of you, and everyone should really dig deep because there's a lot of people that are really struggling at the moment in those communities.
Yeah, tough times, Richo, in certain parts of Australia at the moment, no doubt.
Hopefully McCullum's putting a smile on their face, watching him bat. Nearly took the head off of everyone there.
I'm not sure that one's put a smile on Cam Boyce's face, though.
I'm just saying, hitting out of the actual shadows where the bowling can actually pick it up straight away. That was behind him when he went to put that hand out there.
Yeah, might have been better off just leaving his hand out of the way of that one.
I think he went safety first, didn't he? Got his head out of the way first.
That's good bowling from Boyce as well. He saw him coming, and that was that round arm flatter type of delivery.
And followed him with the line, exactly. Yeah, he followed him with the line flame. That was the important thing there.
There's Sam Harper. Chirpy as always.
McCullum's going to come and use his feet. Boyce could slow it up and toss it really wide outside off.
He lofts into the grandstand.
Third 50 in a row now for Brendan McCullum. So he was struggling a few games ago. Now in a rich vein of form, 50 off just 31 deliveries. Followed him again, Rick, but didn't quite get the length right.
Yeah, the length was wrong again, Flem. It's that step hit that he's allowed again. Then Cameron Boyce, you can see, just gave himself a little bit of room, but it's one step towards the ball, and he's got it on almost the half volley, so it's a fraction full. Very, very good shot, though, again from McCullum.
It's his third six.
Go again. Oh, no. Different line. Well bowled.
And he was feeling pressure before those 3 50s in a row. I know he's 37 and he's played 100 tests and he's achieved so much, but still.
But it's interesting, he was battling at Spotless. It was a full toss that got him going. He hit it for 6 and then he flew after that. No, that's flying, the white kookaburra. But is it a chance to be caught? No, it's not. So Harris doing the fielding. Another good over for the Heat. 11 off. It's 1 for 117.
Welcome to the Royal Rumble. What? Oh my God! I love it. Listen to this place. I can tell you how excited I am. 30 men, 30 women. The ultimate prize at stake. The main event of WrestleMania. For the first time ever, from the home of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona.
Marcus, thanks for your time. Hopefully you can hear us, and the Bash brothers, they're going to give you something to chase.
Yeah, by the looks of it, looks like a pretty good wicket, but we've dragged it back a little bit here, so hopefully we can keep them to somewhere around 180, but obviously with these two in, it's going to be pretty hard.
Marcus, obviously a stressful sort of time the last few weeks with the Aussie Test team. Must be nice to come back into the Big Bash and just relax into some cricket and go and play some shots.
Yeah, 100%. We haven't had too many team meetings or anything like that over the last couple of days, and it's been pretty relaxed, so I've had a couple of days off since the last game, so that was really nice. So yeah, it has been relaxing.
And Harry, did you have a chat to Ben Cutting in the warm-up? Thank him for dropping that catch at the Gabba?
No, I didn't, but I saw he's got 2 black eyes, so that was good enough.
Don't feel bad. Damien Fleming made a gutsy call that you were going to score a century. He mocked you.
Yeah, well, that's all right. He keep calling me. Hopefully I'll get one eventually.
Yes, Harry.
Well, just when you thought you were away from a bit of pressure, I actually made you my gutsy call tonight.
Oh, no, I didn't want to mention it.
That's all right.
I heard you being top scorer in the game, mate. So
right, I'll have it. We need Brendan McCullum to get out then.
Full toss outside off stump. It's 6. Amazing shot. Room Nabi can't believe it. And McCullum is absolutely flying. Hey, Harry, just a quick one on the English import, Harry Gurney. Yeah. What's his story?
I honestly only met him today, so he's from Notts, so he come with high raps from Dan Christian and a few of the other boys that have played with him and against him over there.
Kept running, Marcus.
But yeah, he's got plenty of tricks from the looks of it, and seems like a good bloke. So he's fitted in pretty well. He's been here for a couple of weeks already, so he's met with all the boys and been training. So, but yeah, he looks pretty good.
Good on you, Marcus. Appreciate your time.
No worries, thank you.
As he gets called into a different position, so comes inside the circle there. And maybe Chris Lynn saw that, wanted to go over his head.
That was going outside the ground. And how hard did he swing, Chris Lynn, then?
Partnership 55 off 43, and Lynn hasn't even got moving yet. 23 off 24. That's high, and that's over.
And I'm convinced, didn't get that. He didn't get that one, Richo, but he got just enough. And actually carried over the tallest man on the ground as well, Bo Webster at deep point. But that's 6 off the last ball of the over 14 runs from it. 1 for 1, 3-1.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. So chase the next.
$61 off 44. Chris Lynn, 29 off 25. Just hits his first 6. That's his 14th 6 for the tournament. Leads the tournament. Darcy Short with 11. Sitting second. Max Bryan had 8 before tonight. I'll have to remind myself how many he had.
Well, that's a great piece of fielding there. Tom Cooper, it was on the ring at cover. Dived to his left and got a hand on it. If they had beaten him, that would have been 4. That was powerfully struck. And Brendan McCullum. So Cameron Boyce into his 4th over, none for 24. And once the spin's gone, once he's bowled this over, I think it's certain that Ben Cutting will come out after this now.
Cutting's been in good form, hasn't he? So it makes...
That's just bludgeoned. Bludgeoned for 4.
It makes sense. Gee, that was a beautiful shot, wasn't it? So Lynn, 33 off 26, and he's just changing gears.
Yeah, right where he hit that ball then, Richo, that's that short part of the ground that we're talking about. It's only... Well, from that other end batting anyway, it's only 58 metres, but you can see they're changing the field now. So they've got deep square leggers coming up, and they're going to try and protect that short area. I wouldn't do that. There's 2 men behind point on the offside. They're moving one of them now, actually. Because you know with Chris Lynn, he's not going to play a reverse sweep. No. He's going to stand there and try and bludgeon the ball. The only reason they've got 2 behind point on the offside is for someone that reverse sweeps or that's a very good cutter. And Chris Lynn is probably neither of those against spin.
He goes down the ground and he just stares with admiration. He had a crack. He had a real crack in the head. The moment Lynn hit that, he was staring in admiration, and that young man said, I'm going to make a hero of myself and try to catch it.
I reckon Boyce said that word before he actually hit the ball.
Have a look at him charging across the seats.
He wanted it, didn't he? He wanted it. Tell you what, it's quite an unsteady surface to be running on. Here he goes again. Chris Lynn drags it into the leg side. They'll get 2 this time.
Well, it's just a cover over seats. He's gone and run over some seats. He was bound to eventually.
Good intent.
What about when he went down, though? He still had a crack at it. He was turned himself in all sorts of directions. You can see he's just explaining.
Here we go.
Don't kick him out.
No, he's saying 2 hands next time.
Very good, Flair. No, he's still good. Okay. Well, there's a relief.
But he was actually quite lucky he didn't get hit in the head.
He might have the skin off his knees at that.
Yeah, I reckon he's hurting. His mates love it.
Social media, he'll be flying on Twitter.
He's the man. He might be a big chance. God, I think his social media following's gone through the roof, you reckon? 14 off that over, 15 overs completed, 1 for 145.
ससुराल गेंदा फूल स्मेल
इस मोबाइल से आप लोगों से दूर हो जाते हैं और इस मोबाइल से लोग आपके पास आ जाते हैं। फॉग का छोटा मोबाइल पैक, जब भी चाहो परफ्यूम से नजदीकियां बढ़ा लो।
So Dan Christian, he's third over. He's got the tidy figures at the moment. 1 for 11 at the moment.
It's interesting, Chris Lynn was, hesitant of shorter length balls. Now we're into these. He's running down and just backing himself.
He's murdering them now. 42 off 30. So it was slow for him. 2 6s, 3 4s. Great action there as the crowd member was trying to catch one of Chris Lynn's hits down the ground. There's a little bonus there for people if they can catch from the Renegades, one of their sponsors. Little financial bonus. I think he was diving at that. Good luck to him. He misses.
He wanted something, didn't he?
Yeah, he was after it. What's Lynn going to do now? Well, he's going to get a very, very high ball.
And it doesn't go for 6 and isn't caught.
And doesn't go for 4.
And they've run 1.
And they've run 1. Okay.
I want to see the hang time. Dan Christian.
I think he yelled out, catch it. Why didn't you catch it?
That was remarkable.
Well, it is a very windy day. It's got up above the height of the grandstands. Then don't be surprised if the wings just grabbed that and just brought it back into play. Chris Linder gave it on a straightaway. So he's got backward point, third man, fine leg up inside the circle, and his cover man, Wildermuth, is on the ring at cover.
Oh, jeez. He murders it down the ground.
Yeah, that's the reverse follow through, isn't it? You're releasing the ball and you don't want to go too many steps down.
He's moved to 60 off 37 to back up a 56 off 35 and a 50 off 47 in his last 2.
So, Flynn, you're the bowler. I'll put you in the bowler's shoes here. Where are you bowling? You're Dan Christian. Where are you bowling to Chris Lynn?
I want to go wide and make him reach for it.
Yeah.
It's probably full.
So if I'm the batter, I'll do what Lynn's done. He's moved over onto off stump. Look, there's the wide one. But because I've moved over onto off stump, I can actually access it. I can get the middle of the bat on that.
And that's where it's hard as a bowler because you're restricted by the wides. Batsmen generally know where you're going to bowl. But the hang time,
here we go.
It's a long time.
Yeah. 6 seconds.
I reckon that's close to a record.
That is a new record.
It is a record.
That wouldn't only have hit the roof at Marvel. It would have gone through the roof.
Oh.
There's another one. That's got some hang time on it as well.
Now that's 6 off the bat. Another crowd catch brought down. Pain for the bowlers. And the Bash brothers, they just continue. They're flying. 84 or 54, the partnership.
Well, just watch that replay again with that hang time. We heard Dan Christian say when he hit the ground, why didn't you catch it? I'm not sure Marcus Harris wanted to. You know what? They've gone too high. He didn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, he never looked slower.
I think the breeze had a bit to do with it too. There's sun. It's a weird-shaped ground. A planer miss. That's gold, isn't it?
It's a dot.
It's a dot ball.
They do anything for that. You're right, Marcus Harris. How far did he have to travel for that high ball in 6 seconds?
Well, it was a decent run around the boundary, but if we look at
30 metres.
If we look at him take off, I'm not sure he put the big ones in straight away because I think he was like Chris Lynn, to be fair. I think he thought it was definitely going.
He's saving himself up for his batting.
Well, over
got some gutsy calls. It's like Flem's footy career, wasn't it? So quick with the ball, but very slow when they had it.
Flem would have gone with that because he's by himself. He's out on his own.
Oh, well done, Sam Harper.
Nelly plays on.
She's not a bad over. A 6 off, 1 for 154.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. So chase the next.
remaining to sit back and enjoy these two dynamic batsmen in action. Their nicknames, the Bash Brothers, and Chris Lynn, 44. Brendan McCallum, 66. They're 84 off 56. Who do you bowl here?
Well, Gurney has to bowl two of them. That's why he's been brought over for his death bowling. Bowls really good Yorkers. And the other two overs, I think Christian needs one of them. You got to find one more. I think Manny closed it out the other night against Brisbane.
His confidence will be low after that little 23 off one over.
Well, they haven't had to worry about batting collapses, have they?
No, because they put that to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this call here, Flem. I think bringing Gurney back fractionally earlier, they need to break this partnership. They need their best bowler bowling right now. He's obviously very experienced. We heard Marcus Harris say he's got some tricks, although he's only met him for the first time today. So I'm not sure how he knows.
Said he was a good bloke.
That was a
He's got some tricks.
There's an insight into modern day 2020 cricket. These professional cricketers coming all around the world.
I heard about his tricks, but he is one of the better death bowlers going around English cricket. And he certainly downloads the Yorker app when he bowls here. Just look at these, right on the money. Bails are flying. And it doesn't matter if it's right or left-hand batsman. He is smoking the stumps. If you get your feet in the way, you're out LBW. I think you'd have to get in front of your stumps and back yourself to hit it. Take out one mode of dismissal.
Yeah, or get out of your crease. Stand a yard out of your crease and put the pressure back on the bowler. It's a full toss. Bang. One bounce to Marcus Harris at deep extra cover, who I think if I was the Renegades now, I think I'd actually bite the bullet and have a spinner's field in place. Have the man at cover back on the fence and maybe have your point man up inside the circle. That's a big gap to that small boundary there over Tom Cooper's head.
Oh,
guaranteed.
Full Yorkers.
Exactly, yeah. Make him squirt it back with a point for 4.
Bold. Tell you what, he doesn't charge in, does he? He just loads
meanders.
So I suppose that helps a little bit, that you're not expecting it to be too quick. It's only in the 120s.
It also goes to show,
has been excellent.
Yeah, it just goes to show that your speed doesn't have to be express if you can hit a decent Yorker. Yeah. As long as you can think your way through it and hit somewhere around the crease line and just change the liner on your Yorkers. There's a wide one.
Oh, that's unlucky. Good attempt from Sam Harper. That was a slow ball wide. It forced an error, but it's runs. Oh, bold.
And the McCallum shoulder, every time he mishits it, that hurts more.
Yeah, I reckon it's because he's actually stretching. But the ones he mishits, he's actually reaching more forward.
That was at the back of the hand, wasn't it?
You see that there. He's really having to stretch and reach to get somewhere near the pitch of that delivery.
So far, it's been a well-constructed over.
5 off it. With 2 to come. Now he lofts down the ground. And gone. So he gets a big wicket. McCallum's gone for 69.
No, well, he's been brought over, Harry Gurney, to bowl at the depth and close out the innings. And just seeing the way he's bowled these 5 balls, you can see that why he's built such a reputation for himself. He has a plan. He's got good execution, good changes of pace, good changes of length as well. And he forced a miss hit from Bazza McCallum. And you see he didn't get the length he wanted. He tried to actually be able to flick it and muscle it for 6. Narby taking an easy catch in the end. But another fine innings from McCallum, 3 50s in a row. He goes for 69. It's 2 for 159.
रोहित शर्मा हुए आउट ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है क्या होगा मेरिन ब्लू का अगला दाव झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते वक्त से किससे डरते इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव सोनी 6 और सोनी 23 पर छूना मत.
So as predicted, the big hitting Ben Cutting comes out to join the skipper. Wonderful partnership by the Bash Brothers is over. McCallum gone for 69. Max Bryant 44. Terrific contribution. Chris Lynn is 46 not out off 34. 3 4s and 2 6s. And here's the big hitting Ben Cutting, who looked terrific with a half century recently. It's the second match he played against the Hurricanes.
Call it 2 straight away. It's whipped out the deep mid wicket. They'll only get 1. Nice piece of fielding out there. Closes out the 17th over. A good one for the Renegades, a wicket from it, 2 for 160.
So good over there from Gurney. He's got 1 for 26 now, but the big wicket of Bazza, and they just stop the momentum and keep them under 190. That'll be the goal.
Big double header tonight. Scorchers versus Sixers. Cam Bancroft finding some touch, coming back from suspension. He's a little rusty in the first few games, but terrific touch in the last. So Scorchers have always been a power franchise in Big Bash history. It's now or never for them. They must show something tonight.
He batted really well against the Melbourne Stars, Cam Bancroft. That's the best I've seen him batting T20 cricket.
Bit of a change in mindset, I reckon, that night as well. He just went out and said, I'm just going to be really aggressive from the start. Paid off for him.
He's cutting. He only knows one way. He's lofted the outfield. Fielder under it. Catches right in front of the rope. Tommy Cooper. Well played.
Yeah, nice catch. Tom Cooper moved around to his left. It's just that back of the length delivery again from Dan Christian. Understanding that Ben Cutting wants to hit hard down the ground. That's exactly where he wants to go. So he didn't give him that full length to do it. He dug it in around waist high, just high on the bat from Cutting. Not enough power to clear the fence down there. Nicely taken. Completes the catch about a foot inside the rope. Might have been a little head wobble there from Dan Christian. Cutting on his way. But it's 2 quick ones, 3 for 160.
So Dan Christian takes the wicket. Ben Cutting out for 1.
बाकी सब तो उड़ गया, लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रह गया.
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं, रहेगा.
So Ben Cutting only lasted 2 deliveries. Australian Test player Matt Renshaw comes to the crease, looking for some form in the shortest form of the game. He won't have a lot of time here in the 18th over. Whistling clears the infield. Won't have enough to get there. Well fielded. Oh, Renshaw wants another one. Easy, Matty, back.
That's the captain down the other end.
Yeah, and the captain wants to face every ball he possibly can for the remainder of this Brisbane Heat batting innings.
Didn't mind that delivery from Dan Christian. He probably got to go a little bit fuller, but you wouldn't expect that type of ball to be thick-edged behind third man like that. Bold. Really good.
He's been listening to you. I asked you last over where you'd be bowling to Chris Lynn. You said wide on the wide Yorkers, and he's executed a couple perfectly there.
And Lynn's doing exactly what you said. He's moving across too, but
so far
if you get it perfect though, you're going to get a dot ball at least, aren't you? But if you're a fraction full or short, you can still go.
Yeah, I think that's one aspect of Chris Lynn's game that he could actually improve. If he was to not think about hitting that ball for 6 and just actually got to it and kept the face of the bat open and used the pace and beat those guys inside the circle, straight away the bowler's going to think, if he's going to do that to me, I've got to change my field. And if you as a batsman can make the bowler change the field and make him bowl to the field that you want him to bowl to, then as a batsman you're definitely winning.
Whereas he only thinks one thing.
He's hitting for 6 over cover, yeah.
Bowled again, wide, making him reach. Well, a lot of it is about creating doubt, isn't it? Whether you're batting or bowling. So when you're bowling, you just want to be able to move them around the crease, make the batsman uncomfortable. And for batting, if you can just move out of your crease or move across your crease, as a bowler, it's a nightmare because you're second guessing yourself all the way through.
And it's such a feel thing, isn't it? Bowling at Yorker, Flem, is such a feel thing. You can feel it when you're running in. The batsman's batting a yard out of his crease, that whole field changes. It might have been a Falcon.
Yeah, I think it was. It's a slower bounce that got him.
Geez, there's a lot in the Test series, wasn't there? I don't think they keep stats on that, but how many helmets were hit?
Well, we'll have to retrospectively do that.
Oh, that could be your job there.
Put together a little compilation.
There it is. That's that off-cutter slow ball, and bang.
Yep.
Somewhere up around that Brisbane 8 badge, they got him.
Struggling for his best form at the short form of the game, isn't he, Matty Renshaw?
But with the Yorkers, you practice in the nets, but it's rarely with batsmen running at you. It's gone wide again. Not perfect, but it's okay.
And another 50 for Chris Lynn as he continues his terrific form. He was conservative early, but he's accelerated when it counts. Strike rate of 135. Well compiled 50 off 37. That's
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया। ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया, पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है। क्या होगा वेलिंगटन का अगला दाव?
झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते, किससे डरते?
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव सोनी 6 और सोनी 10
So Chris Lynn continues his hot form. Another well-compiled 50. Renshaw yet to get off the mark. Scores of 18, 0 and 8 in his 3 matches so far for Matty Renshaw. So just struggling to get time at the crease more than anything. The crowd roars. It's up to the crowd. Shouts of catch it. That's another 6 for Chris Lynn.
Fair to say that's probably the worst ball he's bowled, Gurney. I think those wide Yorkers were working a treat, but he's attacked the stumps. He's got the length right, the line wrong. Sorry, length wrong. Oof.
It's not a shot we're used to seeing Chris Lynn play either. He's got down on one knee here, expecting this to be a Yorker. He's going to try and paddle it around the corner. He got a full toss and just helped it on its way.
He's got a serious bat.
He's got serious forearms and biceps as well to go with it, don't worry.
Well, Sammy, you're alongside one of the Bash brothers who was terrific again tonight, Brendan McCullum.
He certainly was. 69 from 43 deliveries. 350s in a row, Brendan. You're seeing like beach balls there.
I don't know about that. I think nothing's changed in the first 4 games. He's probably got a little bit of luck, and when you've been around long enough, you sort of know that, that's how this game can work sometimes. So he's just got to keep cracking on and try and do the right things. I've got a bit lucky the last few games and certainly haven't struck it fluently, but it's probably the wickets have been on as well, to be honest.
And your fellow Bush brother, Chris Lynn, he's seeing it well as well?
Yeah, he certainly is. He's seen it very well. He's in good form at the moment. That one he hit down over the side screen was massive, and wickets just started to slow up a little bit. I sort of thought at one stage we probably needed 210, but it's slowing up a bit. 190 might be probably about par.
And how's the shoulder?
It's all right. That's all right when the wicket's quick enough, but when the wicket slows down and you start munging them, that's when your back shoulder starts to hurt. So yeah, it's hopefully it's all right. But it doesn't move when I throw, which is quite bizarre.
Well, you're seeing it well and you're hitting it well with the injured shoulder, so good luck tonight.
Cheers, mate. As long as we get the win.
Cheers. It sounds a bit bizarre, doesn't it?
Doesn't hurt throwing.
Doesn't hurt throwing. It doesn't hurt when the ball's coming on, but it hurts when it's.
I wonder if it hurts him picking up his beer. Is that?
That would hurt him, wouldn't it? That would hurt.
It would hurt him if he couldn't do
No,
that properly.
exactly. Might be part of his training, but
Well, Chris Lynn spoke about that.
Yeah,
He said he was in a bit of a rut and took him out and had a few beers, played a game of squash or something beforehand, and said, "Just relax, mate. 350s in a row."
that's a bright
That's how he's done it.
That's right.
Playing squash.
That's right.
That's how he's done it.
Forget cricket. It's a squash injury. When I heard him, I can't think of anyone who plays squash.
Not since 1930.
No, that's right. Not since Jahangir Khan and Jancha Khan, Chris Dittmar and the like.
Clem's still got some pretty interesting kit that he wears that will go well on the squash court from 1930.
Yeah, thanks for lending it to me too.
So Lynn, 57,
Coming over the wicket too, Richard.
2 balls to come in
Go
this
across him.
19th.
Oh, a slower ball. Like it. You just see, once you start your downswing, you can't change it. So a good slower ball always gets a win for the bowler, just a single off. And Matty Renshaw, we've spoken about through the Big Bash, Rick, you know, just fulfilling that role in the middle order where you might only get 6 or 10 balls, but they want a strike rate of 150.
Yeah, well, he's slightly a bit different than the other guys as well, isn't he? Pearson and Ross both right-handers, so they probably wanted the left-hander in there. But at least when you've got left-hander and right-hander, you've always got one batsman hitting to the short side.
Gone. Well, Matt Renshaw's woes continue.
He's gone for three, and Gurney, terrific.
Beautiful bowling there from the Englishman. He's got really, really good skills, and he's brought over for a specific role, and that is closing out the innings. And he knows definitely where he wants to release the ball. And you have a look at this, that sort of length, that is the Bermuda corridor at the death. You bowl there and batsmen disappear. Zing, bails flying. So quality at the death from Gurney. He picks up a couple of wickets. Renshaw on his way for three. And the Heat 4 for 176.
इस मोबाइल से अजीब टाइप की तरंगे निकलती हैं और इस मोबाइल से खुशबूदार तरंगे निकलती हैं। आज मैच नहीं है क्या? फॉग का छोटा मोबाइल पैक, जब भी चाहो परफ्यूम से पसंद आ जाओ।
For 176, 19 overs, and here is your man, Flem, Alex Ross, who
He's a sweet bowler, just
hasn't really blossomed since you known him that though.
Even though it's a quick bowler, Manny, I reckon he might try sweep first ball. There you go. I'm calling it.
Well, Manny back into the attack. Look at those figures. Got punished early on.
You know what, Flem, I reckon he will as well. I think he might, because Joe Manny's going to look to bowl those Yorkers, and the smallest boundary on the ground is going to be exactly where Alex Ross is going to look to hit that sweep shot too. Fine leg will more than likely be up inside the circle. Although if you were Joe Manny bowling Alex Ross, you'd have your fine leg back, wouldn't you? You'd be worried about that lap or a sweep. What's he gone with? He's gone with third man up, backward point, cover. Fine leg actually stays in.
He generally doesn't hit straight down the V that much. Ross, let's see if he can get slog sweep at least.
Outside off stump.
That's the opposite of the sweep. Opening up the face and hitting through the offside.
It gets there.
What was slower, the dive or the ball? The rope.
Well, the ball nearly stopped, and the fielder's dive stopped before he got to the ball.
I want to see that again.
That was just slow. This T20's about being fast, so the ball
dive. Bo Webster thinks maybe the ball's still in play, so I'll still throw it back in.
Bo Webster would have got that, actually. I think if you look at his lips there, he's crawled Wildermuth out of it. Webster wanted it, but Wildermuth had other plans. I'm sure that wasn't the plan that he had.
So Manny goes for another boundary. Beautiful cut that unfortunately just won with the sweeper out there. So just the three to come. 182. But ominously for the Renegades, Chris Lynn has the strike.
Yeah, when they were sent in, I think they'd be happy being 4 for 182 with 3 balls to go.
With Lynn at 59.
Potentially winning a couple of boundaries in these last 3 balls.
Well, they were 1 for 145 after 15.
And he goes straight, high. That's out of here and gone. No one's diving on the black seats there. That's not a big sink.
Straight off the bat, that was big.
What's the difference, though, Flem, between that ball and what Christian was bowling? It's nowhere near as wide, is it?
No.
It's right in the arc. Exactly.
I think if you asked Linny where he wanted that ball, that's exactly where he wanted it.
But as a bowler as well, Flem, you're better off erring on the wide. Don't be afraid of being just outside the wide line, because most batsmen are still going to swing at it anyway. They're still going to try and hit it. There's a wide one. It smacks straight to the man at cover. It's the single.
No, and it's a tougher shot. Even if he went Yorker and got it wrong, that line, it's a tougher shot to hit over cover.
Yeah.
That's not Lynn's area.
Yeah. And you said earlier as well, when you're swinging that hard, it's really hard to stop your swing halfway down. So batsmen actually are committed to seeing and hitting the ball. So you always say to the bowler, don't be worried about bowling it wide. Just hit it outside the line, because more often than not, batsmen they're going to still try and hit it. Look where Alex Ross is batting here. He's got his back foot a long way outside. He's off stump.
Last ball.
That's a wide.
And well done.
Yeah, well done.
So the wide, but they've run on it, because importantly, Lynn gets to face another delivery.
Good thinking on his feet from Chris Lynn. What helped too, it was the slower ball, and it was short, so he probably had enough time to go, oh, that's not going to get there for a mile. So another ball, 191. 15 off the over so far.
Probably not such good thinking there from Sam Harper. He probably could have had his keeping glove off on his right hand.
Here we go. Oh, swing and a miss. So there it is. The Brisbane Heat, they put on a clinic tonight of big hitting. So 16 fours and 9 sixes amongst their 4 for 192 off 20 overs. A pleasure to watch 16 off the last over. So Menny's bowled 3 overs, none for 47.
Some pretty entertaining batting to watch there, but I think the Renegades will be reasonably happy with what they've come away with at the end of that. They just changed the momentum slightly at the back half of their bowling innings. McCullum was outstanding, 69 from 43. Lynn, 67 not out. Max Bryant wasn't he powerful up front for his 44 from 24. Dan Christian good, 2 for 24, and Harry Gurney, playing his first game for the Renegades, finished with 2 for 37.
This broadcast was brought to you by Sterling Reserve Music CDs and Fog Perfume Body Spray.
रोहित शर्मा well. ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया.
ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया. पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है. क्या होगा मैन इन ब्लू का अगला दाव?
झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते वक्त किससे डरते
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव सोनी 6 और सोनी 10 पर. Co-presented by PhonePe, India's payments app, and Royal Stag Mega Music CDs in association with MRF Tires. Order on Zomato and get up to 50% off. Download the app now. Kia Motors, the power to surprise. Big Basket, India's largest online supermarket. Cricket Next, where fans rule. Download the app now. 2 Yum Karale, baked, not fried. And Byju's the learning app. Download the all-new personalized learning app.
I love everything about this tournament. I've had some of the best memories of my career on this court.
You are really inspiration for so many young tennis players.
That is the third time that I have this. This is beautiful, but
she's my inspiration. She's the only reason I'm standing here today and the only reason that the Williams sisters exist. So thank you, Venus, for inspiring me.
Thank you for coming from all over Australia and all over the world to support this sport, to support this event.
Tennis is a tough sport. There's no draws, but if there was going to be one, I would have been very happy to accept the draw tonight and share it with Rafa, really. Keep playing, Rafa, please. Tennis needs you.
To 22nd February, live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony 10-3.
so in walks Cheteshwar Pujara. Shot nicely played. Pujara up on his toes, punching that backward of point. And the pressure is released momentarily. Got right on top of the ball. Cheteshwar Pujara was going a certain way. That's on its way to the boundary. It's a rare loose delivery from Josh Hazelwood. And Pujara a little up and under. It's another boundary, his fourth. To Pujara, and a well-made one. His teammate should be on the balcony standing and applauding. Desperately needed that. 153 balls. Indian fans on their feet. Very, very good innings so far.
Ball away. Where has it gone? Has it gone into the stand? I think it has. The maximum for Pujara.
Very valuable runs on a wicket, say, Junior. I don't think it's been a free-flowing type of wicket that you become accustomed to here in Adelaide. Oh, he goes again.
Yeah, we'll pick up more for it this time. A lot more in control of this one, that's for sure. He edges ever closer to that century mark. Well played, Teshwar Pujara. Comes back for two, and that will be his 16th ton, third against Australia, and his first in Australia. A moment to savour. Wafted away. What a shot that is! That is a stunning shot.
Another 6. That's 7 today on the day one of a test match. Up and under. It is a great time to bat when you're in, you're set.
Barca continue to break away at the top of the table as Ibar comes to Camp Nou to set up a perfect Sunday treat from La Liga. FC Barcelona versus Ibar tonight, 10:30 p.m. live and exclusive on Sony 10-2.
During their tour of Australia in 2014-15, India went into the Boxing Day test at the MCG, having faced defeats in the first two tests in Adelaide and Brisbane. Australian skipper Steve Smith won the toss and elected to bat first. Umesh Yadav gave India a good start.
Oh, yes, he has! Warner's gone for that. It's gone for that.
But Chris Rogers and Shane Watson rallied to provide the hosts a solid platform.
There it is, the wrist is thrown out. It's home. Well played. Chris Rogers, under pressure. Very important innings for himself and his team. There it is. First at 9 test innings and a big one for Shane Watson and his team.
After Rogers and Watson were dismissed, skipper Steve Smith took the Indian attack by the scruff of its neck.
Going through and he does it beautifully. Great use of the beat. Ray gets a big 6, a big crunches it. That's a glorious strike. It might get there. It might get there. And it does. Steve Smith. What sort of form is he in? This man is at the top of his trade at the moment.
Smith converted his 7th Test 100 into a big one, and with useful contributions from Brad Haddon and Ryan Harris, he propelled Australia to 530 in their first innings.
Great shot. Big cheer from this MCG crowd.
The Indian reply began well with the help of Murli Vijay's 68.
Does go over the top. Does it well too. Lines up again. I think this is off the middle of the bat. Could well be 50 to Murli Vijay. Yeah, it's well played. Continuing a very good series for the Indian opener.
However, the architects of that fight back happened to be Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane.
Pulls that away. Another
ring for Coley. Well, that's cracked. Really good shot.
Rahane's third test start was all about taking on the Australian attack.
And that'll do it. He really is an exciting player, Rahane. And that is his third Test match 100 in only his 13th Test match. Really well played.
Kohli too soon followed Rahane's feet, registering his 9th Test 100.
Coley on 98. And that'll be 100. She's a good player. And he loves the battle against Australia.
Australia then fought back strongly, dismissing Rahane, which triggered India's collapse as the visitors lost their last 7 wickets for just 56 runs.
Oh, yes! 465.
With a handy lead of 65, Australia began well their second innings.
That'll go over the top. Perfect straight drive from Chris Rogers. And pick up another 50.
After Chris Rogers' 69, Shaun Marsh took charge and consolidated Australia's lead to 326 at stumps on day 4.
Marsh has gone for this. Is going all the way, is it? Yes, it is. Brings up the 50. Well struck.
On the final day of the test, Shaun Marsh was unfortunate to be run out on 99.
Oh, tight. It'll be tight. Oh, no. Run out on 99. Can you believe that?
Australia had battered India out of the match by lunch, setting them an unlikely target of 384 in the last 2 sessions. Playing primarily to save the match, India began carelessly. They lost Murli Vijay for 11. Debutant KL Rahul too fell cheaply yet again.
Watson, there he goes. Yes, he has. Watson takes the catch. Good catch.
Very soon, the visitors were facing the barrel at 19 for 3. Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane once again came to India's rescue, and before their respective dismissals, they had ensured India were in a decent position to save the match.
We'll play the full shot as well. He gets it away. It'll be 4. There's another one this time. It's Harris popping the punishment.
In the end,
This is Sony Picture Sports Network, and you are watching Sony 6 HD, the home of cricket.
This broadcast is brought to you by Sterling Reserve Music CDs and Fog Perfume Body Spray.
If the man of the moment right now isn't Brendan McCullum or Chris Lynn, it's local 16-year-old Tom, who's become almost famous, Tommy, from almost taking a catch. Now, talk us through the thought process when the ball goes up in the air.
Well, I get a tap on the arm, and I'm just looking for the ball and stuff like that. And then I see it, and my initial thought is to just go for it. Just go for it. And so, yeah.
You take off.
I'm running all good, and then I hit a really deep point, miss it, and my thoughts, I was just like, how could I miss that?
You've obviously done this before at cricket games.
No, this is my first one.
First cricket game ever? Yep.
Never seen it, never done it.
Never played?
No.
Will you be coming back?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we want. We found another supporter of the Big Bash boys.
Oh, good on you, Sam. I want to know how Tom's social media platform's going. I reckon he's going through the roof at the moment.
Never played it, never been to it before, but his instinct was, I am catching that ball.
And now we know why he didn't go with the 2 hands.
I love his attitude, though. Saw it, just got to go for it.
Yeah, brilliant. Melbourne Renegades, 193 to win.
They see it. They see the total. They're going to go for it.
Now, Rick, I'll ask you to be the captain of both the Heat and also the Renegades here. Firstly, the tactics, if you're captaining the Renegades, chasing 193.
Well, I think at least they have to try and match the Heat in the power play. I think that's going to be the phase of the game that determines the outcome will be how well the Renegades do play their power play from here.
And if you're captaining the Heat, what are the tactics?
Well, I wouldn't have been bowling Matt Renshaw. It looks like he's just warming up now. It looks like they're going to try and sneak it over from him. But what I would think about doing here, Richo and Flem, is I'd look to bowl Mujeeb 3 overs in the power play. One thing you know is going to happen with him, he's not going to go for many runs and he's a chance of taking wickets. If he does that, and then the Heat significantly win the power play, I think they're going to win the game.
Could get that run rate up to 2 a ball.
That's right.
Easily.
So it's the starting rate required is 9.6. As soon as you can push that up to 10, 11, 12, not many teams are going to chase 12 for the last 8, 10 overs of any game.
So the Heat over the years have actually gone with Joe Burns, who's not playing tonight. Often bowls the first over and sneaks one through.
Are you worried about this, Matt Renshaw, first over? If you're a Heat supporter?
Not particularly. Generally, the first over of the innings doesn't go for many runs. He's got 2 left-handers to bowl to as well.
Oh, get it! There you go, good start.
They're pushing it through, 95 kilometres an hour too, so he'll just look to cramp up these 2 left-handers.
A couple of young guns. We've got the Australian Test opening batter in Marcus Harris, alongside the young sensation, the future of the game in Mackenzie Harvey. Just 18 years of age.
Well, Harry went very hard up at the Gabba the other night. Didn't get too many siders. He'll note straight away. I've seen a bit of Mackenzie Harvey. Looks like he's very strong through the offside square of the wicket, whereas we know Harris is strong square of the wicket, but both sides. So he can maybe hit with the angle.
Well, this is good so far from Matt Renshaw, just starting the ball in towards left-hander's middle and leg stump. They got 2 deep on the leg side, a mid-wicket to long on. Nice and straight. He's got away with another one.
Getting through it quick too, isn't he? Rushing it.
Just looking to pinch and over, really. That's all he's trying to do. Just get through 6 balls really quickly with no boundaries.
And as a batter, you're well within your rights to say, hang on,
absolutely
ready.
You have to.
Slow it down.
Definitely.
And we saw that a bit in the test match as well, didn't we? Jadeja played in the last test match in Sydney. He rockets through his overs.
That's a good over from Renshaw. He'll be going to Chris Lynn. How about another one? And Chris will say, maybe rest that shoulder up. After 1, it's number 3.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. Sterling Reserve. Chase the next.
Will be, as predicted, Mujeeb. Well, Nostradamus Ponting's at it again. Mujeeb's into the attack straight away.
Yeah, like this, these guys wouldn't have seen much of Mujeeb. Bit of a mystery type spinner. His best balls tend to spin away from the left-handers, actually. Flem bowls are wronging. And a genuine off-spinner. A little bit straight, just swept to the short man at 45.
It's a distracting action too, isn't it? You know, he doesn't get a lot of momentum and he's a bit of a skip and it's a high release. Arms are flashing around everywhere. There's that wronging.
17 years of age.
I mean, what we're talking about, the 2 different ways to look at this if you're the Heat, Richo, is that you either look at your bowlers as most likely to take a wicket, and that's probably Mujeeb anyway, or you bowl your bowlers that are less likely to go for boundaries. So anyone that's got a really good economy rate, bowl them now and just try and push that required rate up. It's already gone from 9.6, it's already 10.2 now. So if they get a good over out of the way here, then I'm pretty sure they won't go to Renshaw again. They'll go to one of their quicks next over, probably Layla. But I think it's really important that Mujeeb does bowl 2, if not 3, in this power play.
Think about it here, the Afghanistani.
Yeah, they've got to fill some power play overs because James Patterson bowled 10 and he's out injured. Layla's bowled 5 in the couple of games he's played.
Great job, Mujeeb, great job.
Makes you feel old. He's the first male to play Test cricket born in the 21st century. That's a big stat. He'll have that forever.
Well, till the next century.
No, that person will be born in the 22nd century.
He'll have it for 100 years. 117 probably.
We won't know him. We won't know the next bloke.
Hey, you never know what can happen, Rick, in the next decade or so.
You're a chance of being frozen, I reckon, Flint.
Here's a slump sweep.
Plenty of that. He's awoken. He's hit it for 6. Well done to the youngster. Went it on length.
And he showed a powerful bottom hands. After 2 overs, it's not for 11.
अब जिस प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत होने जा रही थी वो कोई छोटा मोटा दंगल ना थे। इसमें दूध घी खाने वाले अखाड़े के मजबूत बॉडी वाले पहलवानों के साथ लेडीज पहलवान भी पंगा लेने वाली हैं, जिनने मिट्टी से बैट तक की दूरी बखूबी पार की है।
Dabur Chyawanprash Pro Wrestling League Season 4, Sony 6, Sony 10-3 or Sony Wahbar.
Well, if you've just made your way home from a beautiful day at the beach, just finished a nice night out for dinner, settle back and enjoy this run chase. The heat was superb. McCallum 69, Chris Lynn 66 not out off 44, 4 big sixes. Max Bryant, the baby bash, superb with 44 off 24. 4 for 192, Renegades. Need over 10 and over now to get that total.
Good bounce, wasn't it?
So Layla into the attack.
It did bounce a little bit, Flem, just slightly back of the length. I think Marcus Harris was trying to get onto the front foot. Surprised him a fraction, just hit high on the bat. So they're operating with a similar field, aren't they? They've got everyone up inside the circle on the offside and a long on and a deep square leg at the 2 fieldsmen out. So you think with that field, Flem, he has to hit the wicket and he has to bowl quite straight.
And there's a big breakthrough. The test opener's gone, so Harris has gone. The heater well on top now.
I think Layla's getting more bounce out of this pitch in 2 balls than we've seen for the match so far. And you can see Harris, that first ball, just trying to get onto the front foot and play it on the drive. It hit high. So it was probably a risky shot here from Harris, deciding to take him on without just really checking the pace and bounce in this pitch from the left-hander. Doggett taking good catch, but Harris departs for 2. It's 1 for 11.
बाकी सब तो उड़ गया, लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रह गया. Nice fragrance.
बिना गैस वाला फॉग परफ्यूम बॉडी स्प्रे ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं, रहेगा.
Well, the equation just got a whole lot harder for the Melbourne Renegades. Sammy Harper, who's in great touch, 56 not out off 40 last innings, player of the match with a dynamic 32 off 18 in the previous, into Ricky Ponting's team of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Layla.
Good skills, very good skills. So he's gone with 2 bouncy length balls and a Yorker right on the money straight away.
140.4 kilometres an hour as well, Flem. That's good pace. That's what I think surprised Harris as much as anything. Was that little bit of extra bounce, but hitting the bat hard. It's a perfect ball to bowl to Mackenzie Harvey as well, the way that he plays. He likes to stay fractionally leg side of the ball and throw the hands in anything that's outside his eye line or outside the stump. So a leg stump Yorker, very good delivery to him.
He's right on the money, the journeyman.
Hey, he's very experienced now.
Is that O'Kine, 31-year-old, playing for his 4th BBL franchise? Is that officially a journeyman?
Yeah, as long as you get the gig, I don't think he cares what we say.
Half the teams, I reckon, it's probably fair to say you're a journeyman.
And also, you know, injuries probably giving him the game.
Yeah.
And he's got, what, 1 for 1? 4 balls down.
So why didn't you select me at the start?
Good slow ball.
And you're loving the skills that he's showing.
Well, it's just bowlology gold, isn't it? He's just going through the T20 bowling repertoire. We've had 2 bouncy stock balls, we've had a slower ball, we've had a York, and then a change of pace length ball. Pretty good.
That was a good one. Completely deceived Sammy Harper.
Can he finish it off? He can. Another dot ball. What an over there from Josh Layla. 1 for 1, off 1, 3 overs, 1 for 12, the Renegades.
रोहित शर्मा हुए आउट ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है क्या होगा मेरिन ब्लू का अगला दाव
लड़ झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते मुझसे किससे डरते
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई राजा मेरिन 6 और 73 पर
छूना मत
193 to win, 181 still required. Alex Ross is on the microphone for us. And Alex, welcome back into the BBL.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. It's always a good atmosphere out in these grounds.
And Matty Renshaw's getting a second over here. And an appeal for caught behind, appeal for stumping. And Matty Renshaw thinks he's got a wicket.
Well, he has. I reckon Mackenzie Harvey's walking off anyway. And I reckon Pearson actually took his time. He could see that Harvey was off balance, and once he stepped over, bang, Zingbal's flying.
I actually heard a noise on the way past. I thought he might have nicked it first.
I thought he did.
He just drags the foot out, but he's actually still in.
Still in there.
Unless his foot is off the ground, but maybe Pearson's taken him off a little bit early. It's going to be a hard one to judge, I think, for the third.
Well, Mackenzie Harvey stopped walking, which was a good idea.
I reckon he's taking the bails early. I reckon if we roll that further forward, I reckon he'll find he'll drag his foot out, but the bails are already off.
It's going to be interesting to see. Does he take it out after? So the third umpire's looking at that at the moment. Bails are off there. It says, wow, not out.
Well, he was halfway off the ground, Mackenzie Harvey, giving himself up.
You thought you heard a little noise as though he got an edge for a caught behind?
I did, actually.
I didn't think Matty Renshaw would get another over, and he's doing a good job.
Okay, let's have a look at this. Some sort of noise there. I reckon he hit his back pad maybe with his bat.
Shot. Beautiful timing. Bit of time to rock on that back foot. Good chase down as well.
Just down into that pocket in the just about the longest part of the ground.
Good timing, good execution though. Does it ever actually get up in the air?
Didn't leave the ground, but I think it might just drag out a little bit later, which is when McKenzie...
There it is. He goes out after it.
Yeah. Too quick, the keeper.
Tough on you. Split second decision. You go too quick.
So Renshaw's going to stay around the wicket to the right hand here as well. Deep mid wicket and long on, the two fieldsmen out. Harper across his stumps, bottom edge.
Yeah, but what's the of reading?
To do that, showed Renshaw his stumps. If he'd got a thinner edge, he might have actually played it onto his stumps.
Well, he's going his way.
I mean, you can see what he's trying to do, the bowler. This is really good reading of that by Sam Harper. He's trying to, Renshaw's trying to make Harper hit on the offside and use the angle across him.
That's it. What on, baby?
So Ben Cutting, the man at 45 there, got all the experience in the world in the T20 game. He started inside the circle, and as soon as he saw Sam Harper go down to play that sweep shot, he actually gave himself a couple of yards back outside the circle. There he goes, look. Not sure that's in the spirit of the game to be running back, but anyway, that's the end of the fourth over. It's 1 for 20.
नजमगढ़ में बड़े होने के दौरान ना मैंने एक बड़े काम की चीज सीखी सुनो सबकी करो दिल की क्रिकेट स्कोर 0 रहा हो या 295 आप भी ना अपने दिल की करो फोन उठाओ और इंडिया का सबसे एक्साइटिंग गेम माई टीम 11 डाउनलोड करो ओ माला मालाए नमा
Renegades 1 for 20. Same time the Brisbane Heat were none for 51. Rick, I'm sure there's people sitting at home just wanting to talk about that comment about not the spirit of the game, there'll be some people thinking that's smart play. You know, you sense that a player's going to hit a loftier shot, so you're running backwards.
Yeah, it's something that's...
It's an unwritten law.
It sort of is, yeah. I mean, even as a player, you're taught to sort of walk into the bowler rather than trying to run backwards. But I guess he's starting inside the circle, and if he's premeditating that shot, then that's fine. But I think we saw that last ball. It was a full toss that was hit down to long on. Never looked like he's going to play a sweep shot at all, but already giving himself 4 or 5 yards back outside the circle. So,
because we're saying slip fields, and haven't we, run across when there's going to be a lap, so that's fine. Yeah, because the batsman's changed their shot.
It's the fact that he's inside the circle. Oof. He's hitting it well, isn't he, Sammy Harper?
Well, the one feature is it's similar to Brendan McCullum. His his movement around the pitch and the crease, and he works out before the ball where he's looking to get the boundary, and he'll move out of his crease. He'll show the stumps. He'll move across. It's excellent batting.
The umpire there just telling Sam Harper not to run down the wicket. I'm sure it really matters in this game. The Renegades the only one that's a bat on it for now, only making it worse for themselves. But as we've seen, every team so far in this tournament, Flam, have gone around the wicket straight away to Mackenzie Harvey, identifying that he's very strong square of the wicket. So they're trying to take that angle away from him.
And they've got a lot of fielding protection in exactly that area.
Yeah, they do. Backward point. 142.5 k's an hour. Doggett.
Yeah, he's in the Australian squad for that Pakistan tour to the UAE. Got wickets at the end of last year. He's got good pace. Nice, tall, upright action.
Rockhampton Rocket. And gone. He breaks through straight away, Doggett. Oh, the Renegades are in big trouble now.
Yeah, they're just trying to make Harvey hit down the ground. We just said that before, taking away his strength, which is square of the wicket on the offside. Fallen straight from Doggett. Mackenzie Harvey just got it slightly high on the bat, mishit it. Just ballooned to Layla on the circle at mid-off, comfortably taken in front of his face. So real trouble now for the Melbourne Renegades. They lose their second wicket. They're 2 for 21.
इस मोबाइल को कोई चुरा सकता है और इस मोबाइल से आप किसी का दिल चुरा सकते हैं। फॉग का छोटा मोबाइल बैग, जब भी चाहो परफ्यूम से दिल चुरा लो।
So Tom Cooper, the captain, comes out to join Sam Harper. Just showed some form last game. First score of any note, 36 not out. He was excellent though. Really paced himself throughout the innings. Big partnership with Harper to get him home.
Yeah, just the interesting thing here though, boys, is he the sort of player that's going to come in now and really change the momentum of where this game's at? The comparisons right now, the Heat, none for 53, the Renegades 2 for 21. Is Tom Cooper someone that can come out and strike it over 200 and really get the Renegades back in? I'd probably think not. He's probably not that sort of player, and he's probably not in that sort of form.
Who would you put in?
I think they could have used a Wildermuth or a Nabi or even Dan Christian just to try and get them back on level terms again.
Wildermuth batted at 3 in the very first game. So he's been a lot further down since.
Because that's exactly what they need now. They need someone to come out and change things and change it pretty quickly. And quite often when you're a top order batsman like this, you sort of feel that it's your responsibility to bat through the game and give your team a chance. Well, that's not what they need right now.
Or does he try to play that role and just say to Sam Harper, you just got to go?
Yeah, well, even at his best, Sam Harper's probably going to strike at 120, 130 as well as his best. So
it's got to be at both ends.
I think Sam's going though. But you're right, in the power play, with only 2 fielders out, you know, you need someone that can actually maximise that. And they're actually been quite deep, aren't they? You know, even a Nabi, maybe, or Dan Christian, one of those. You know, they're power hitters. You don't want to leave too much to them later on in the innings.
But the only thing that with Nabi maybe not coming in is they know that they've got Swepson and Majid to bowl 7 more overs of spin, so they'll want Nabi there to play the spinners. Dan Christian, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. His strike rate is really high against fast bowling and really, really low against the spinners.
You got double steering.
Change of pace. That's the end of the over. 5 overs completed. It's 2 for 22.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. So Reserve, chase the next.
Melbourne Renegades in trouble at the moment. AJ Tye arriving at Perth Stadium. He was fantastic against the Stars, capturing 4 wickets. As always, flamboyant socks. He's a sockman, and he puts great thought into that. Perth Scorchers versus Sixers coming up next. Be a cracker.
In general, you'd say that he and I have got slightly different tastes with our footwear.
With your
particularly
socks?
the socks. Yeah. Rocked up at the MCG the other night for the game there. We had exactly the same socks on.
No, you did not.
We did. Christmas present from my daughter.
It's the Bugs Bunny again, was it?
No, they were like blue and pink ones with little French bulldogs on them. And I walked down, I looked at him, and I was like, oh no. I pulled my pants up. We had exactly the same ones.
You got them still on tonight?
No, I don't know what these ones are, but
they got some flamingos. Thanks, mate.
Matching with my pants, though. You notice that?
You're changed.
You actually mentioned my
He's a Julio.
Is that tradition for him?
That's a Julio. He's turning into a Julio.
So he wasn't.
He was
originally?
in the Nerds.
Really?
Like Chris present for 3 pairs of socks.
And AJ Tye had
Now AJ takes pride in his socks. You've taken it as you feel good that he's got the same socks. Did he take it as a good thing that you had the same?
Nah, well, he must be in the Julios, and I'm obviously the captain of the Nerds for him, so he wouldn't have been that happy with it.
I reckon there's the ratio Julio Nerds these days. I reckon most of the boys are more Julios.
Oh, damn straight. Yeah, there's a lot of
more
manscaping
pride
going
in
on.
personal appearance these days.
There's not too many Simon Caddiches getting around these days.
Mervyn Hughes. He didn't have one Julio bone in his body.
Really?
Nah. Hawaiian shirts. Didn't mind a beer. Didn't mind a feed.
Really?
Didn't mind a feed, that's an understatement.
He wasn't allergic to it, no.
Well, we've seen some good variations again this over from Layla. Renegades are in real trouble now. They're 41 runs behind at the same time and 2 wickets down. They need some boundaries and need them quickly. There's the slow ball again. Very, very well bowled. Slow ball into the wicket with all the field up on the offside. So trying to hit that over the offside is going to be a difficult shot. Sammy Harper attempted that. He's got the bottom of the bat. Balloons out, comfortably taken. Harper on his way, and the Renegades, the hole is just getting deeper and deeper.
It's been a big bash bowling masterclass, hasn't it, from Layla? He's bowled Yorkers, length balls that have bounced, slower balls, and on that occasion, slower pace, but he made Harper reach for the ball. You can't generate power in that position. Out for 6. Wow, Renegades in trouble. 3 for 25.
इस मोबाइल से अजीब टाइप की तरंगे निकलती हैं और इस मोबाइल से खुशबूदार तरंगे निकलती हैं। आज मैच नहीं है क्या? फॉग का छोटा मोबाइल पैक जब भी चाहो परफ्यूम से पसंद। भी चाहो परफ्यूम से पसंद आओ।
This season's just 95, so he got 19 off 19 in his first game against the Stars and 33 off 36 in the second game, which is actually down here.
Well, if you Nabi and Christian for any longer, job's going to be too big.
She'll be game over. Let's hope that Cooper and Webster can both come off for the Renegades. They need probably two of the best knocks they've ever played in BBL to get themselves back into this game. And it's not going to get any easier because Majib's going to come straight back on and Mitchell Swepson's going to come into the attack as well. Two very, very good spinners.
Last ball of the power play. It's a beautiful shot for 4. So that may give him some confidence. 7 off the over, but a wicket. Layla's got 2 for 8 and it's 3 for 29, up to 6.
She's my inspiration. She's the only reason I'm standing here today. The only reason the Williams sisters exist. So thank you, Venus, for inspiring me.
Tennis is a tough sport. There's no draws, but if there was going to be one, I would be very happy to accept the draw tonight and share it with Rafa, really. Keep playing, Rafa, please. Tennis needs you.
And 1-6 for the Renegades in big, big trouble. 6 overs, 3 for 29. Nabi, Christian and Wildermuth to come. Look at their strike rates. 120 high, 130. Going to need even more than that at the moment. Here's Majid.
Well, that's their worst power play of the tournament. No surprise there. 3 for 29. Their worst before that was 4 for 32 against the Perth Scorchers.
Was it the worst of anyone in the power play? It's pretty close. 3 for 29.
Oh, they had a low-scoring game at Marble Stadium, Renegades' first home game.
The strikers got bowled out for 90 plus today, so they would have been poor. Big win to the Thunder.
Yeah, just an interesting point there. That wasn't called wide down the leg side because Tom Cooper's shaped to reverse, and when you do that, the bowler is actually given 2 offsides. So the width you get outside the off stump, you also get down the leg side because he's given up.
And that's fair.
That's the one. That's the ruling.
Yeah, I reckon that's fair.
That's the ruling. Yeah.
That's a nice sweep shot.
Sweepologist.
Excellent from Webster. He's a big, tall man. He can get that front leg right down the pitch. But the execution was first class.
It was. I think they'll keep going for that boundary as well. These Renegades batsmen are short down that side. And quite often, Flem, as well, when batsmen are not picking spinners, their first option will be to get down on one knee and sweep. So if I was Majib now, Point comes inside. That guy can come back on the boundary at 45 as well. It's a bad ball that's going to get hit the deep point.
So he drops that shorter too. I think it's the way to go for the Renegades. Keep sweeping, slog sweeping.
Last ball of the over for Majid. Right on the money. 6 off the over. 7 overs completed. 3 for 35.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. So loser, chase the next.
Big double header tonight. Heat versus Renegades, followed by Scorchers versus Sixers. Cam Bancroft looking to continue his hot form. He's just warming up. The Perth Stadium will be packed. It'll be a sea of orange. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us for the big double header straight after this game.
It'll be great atmosphere there. They get massive crowds, don't they, Perth Stadium? Mitchell Swepson, you imagine he'll enjoy bowling on this pitch. It has been turning a little bit slow. See the ploy here from Cooper and Webster. It will be similar to what they were looking to do to Majid. So he throws the ball up a little bit slower, a little bit higher than Majid.
Well, if the Brisbane Heat are to go on and win this, it'll be the first time they've beaten the Renegades in quite a while. How long? The last time they beat the Renegades was in BBL 2. It was a semi-final. It was actually the 15th of January 2013. It's the last time the Brisbane Heat beat them. They've actually won. The Renegades have won the last 7 in a row.
Well, they've never beaten them at home. Brisbane Heat. Never beaten the Renegades at home.
Right. Well, the Brisbane Heat won BBL 02.
Well, I reckon that semi, Renegades haven't lost a game. Luke Palmer's back.
Yeah, that's right.
Scored the runs. He might have even got 100.
It's a name I haven't heard for a while. Luke Palmer's back. It's Swepson.
Well done, Mitch, well done.
He played one T20 game for Australia. Brad Hodge was playing and hurt his back in the warm-up or something.
And he fall over in the chamber and was getting his pants on or something.
Something like that. That wouldn't surprise me with Bradley Hodge.
He did.
Yeah. Joe wasn't even in the warm-up, and Palmer's just happened to be at the ground.
That's exactly right.
Got a game.
Oh, that's out. That's big trouble and gone. Swepson breaks through straight away. And now the captain's gone, and the woes continue for the Renegades.
And he doesn't look happy here, Tom Cooper. There might have been something on it. He threw the bat up in the air and threw his head back straight away. Was there a bottom edge on this? Looks like it's pitched in line. It's going on to hit the stumps. You can see when the umpire gives it out, though, Cooper was very, very annoyed. There he goes, throws the head back. But Swepson strikes.
Well, if he hasn't hit it, that looked plumb. But he must have got something on it. Normally doesn't react like that. Tom Cooper out for 10. That's 4 for 38.
Volleyball.
2nd to 22nd February, live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony Gem 3.
They've won 4 of the 6 that they've chased, but they're making a meal of this.
Yeah, it's a long way back from here, as you said, Richo, 4 for 38, and that required rate is almost 12 and a half and over now as well. But they've got what they wanted here. They're obviously holding Nabi back for these middle overs against the spinners, so no doubt Swepson's definitely going to bowl his 4 now because of the situation of the game. Najib will more than likely come back on and bowl his over next. Or what they might do is bring the quicks back to Nabi and try and get him out.
So Tom Cooper gone. The captain's gone. LBW. There's another shout. Maybe leg side.
Geez, that was a good shout too. Just went straight on, didn't it? Oh, he pushed out the front of the hand. That one from Swepson. Nabi went back, Nabi went back, just skid it off. Look, it did him for pace, maybe a wrong one actually. Just going down leg.
Great start, isn't it, from Swepson? Slower again, leg break. Another dot ball. They're on top, they're enjoying it. I mean, Chris Lynn, after the loss to him at the Gabba, said, oh, well, let's get on tour. We love going on tour. We always win. So they're going to win away from home again.
Oh, here's another shout. Not out. Swepson can't believe it. 3 off the over and a wicket. 8 overs down. 4 for 38.
अक्सर लोग मेरे बारे में कहते हैं कि वीरू किसी की नहीं सुनता। गलत कहते हैं। मैं अपने दिल की सुनता हूँ। आप भी ना अपने दिल की करो, वीरूगिरी करो। फोन उठाओ और इंडिया का सबसे एक्साइटिंग गेम माई किंग 11 डाउनलोड करो। अपने दिल की टीम बनाओ और धमाके कमाओ। ओम माला मालाए नमः।
Eight overs completed, 4 for 38. So the Renegades in big trouble trying to chase down what looks a mountain too high to climb at 193. Here's the shout in the last ball.
Because I tell you what, there's not much wrong with that. It was a leg spinner from Swepson that looked like it just straightened a fraction. Benefit of the doubt going to the batsman on that occasion.
And the dogger
Oh. Fast, squared him up.
Yeah.
Webster was looking to hit through the leg side. He's practicing it now.
We were saying last over, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to their fastest bowler and try and bowl some short stuff at Nabi. Looks to me like the real chink in his armour as a batsman is facing the best quality fast bowlers on Australian wickets. A little bit of extra pace and bounce.
Yep, well, they've got two back. He can bowl some short balls.
So Swepson getting the wicket in the previous over. We've heard Tuffers talking all about spin bowlers and the way that in the BBL batsmen are struggling with it. He had a couple of really close shouts as well.
He had 3 shouts for the over.
That's right. Tommy Cooper filthy that he was out. Bit on the shoulders here of Bo Webster and Muhammad Nabi.
Hit that pretty well, using his feet. The dot ball, the Doggett bowling good pace, 2 over 140. It's a battle to find the boundary. Nice small ground.
3 4s and a 6. That's all that the Renegades have done. I think Maxie Bryant did that in 1 over, didn't he?
Yeah, he's
4 4s and then McCallum hit a 6.
There's a bit of width. Might have been the off cutter. Didn't quite come on. When you're bowling, it's a great feeling because the run rate just keeps going up. Like every dot ball, even now, if you for a 2, the run rate's still going to go up.
Yeah, and you know as a bowler now, you're a chance of taking a wicket every single ball that you run in a bowl because they have to. The pressure's all on the batting team. They have to hit the big shot. So you know if you bowl enough good balls here and not give the batsman too many easy ones, you're a good chance of taking a wicket.
Just misses. It's in the air a long time. This is another good over from Doggett. 3 off the over, 1 to come.
Yeah, it's the off cutter, slower ball, the off pace. So we can. I think he's got that option to do that one and also to bowl the full speed one.
Get away.
And the dot ball, no wide. Nabi looking for a wide, 9 overs. It's 4 for 41.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया। ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया। पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है। क्या होगा मेरे ब्लू का अगला दाव?
झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते बक्से की किससे डरते
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी सोनी 6 और सोनी 10 3 पर।
Huge task for the Renegades. They played only a couple of days ago at the Gabba, and it's a moment that Ben Cutting would like to forget. With a drop catch, bridge of the nose, and he woke up the next day, I reckon, a little sick and sorry. And how is he? Oh, he's a bit bruised.
You should see how the ball looks like that.
So 5 stitches and a couple of black eyes.
Still got it on the Instagram too, Cuts. Yeah, he likes the posts and he wasn't against, you know. Get it out there. Is he in your area? I wouldn't have thought so. He's above that.
I know there was a lot of talk at the time about that, but why was that given not out?
He dropped the catch.
He landed on his chest.
He didn't control the ball.
He threw it away.
Did you feel like he controlled it? I need to have a look at that again.
It landed on his chest.
Presume that he dropped it.
Landed on his chest, then I thought, and he just threw it away with both hands.
I think. Well, we feel like we saw the blood and just reacted and threw the ball away.
Now we'll go over the infield. But stop there, so only the 2.
I think the umpire said he hadn't controlled the ball for long enough.
Really? Yeah. So I don't really understand that. So if you're on the boundary line,
here it is. So it's
still in there. I didn't hit the ground.
We didn't quite get it. And in slow-mo, it obviously looks like there's more time there. But it looked like it was just a reflex and he got rid of the ball.
It's going into the gap.
And 6. Snelly, an unbelievable attempt by Brendan McCullum. They should be paid extra, those two. They're entertaining themselves. McCullum's gone for a classic, but in the end, 6 is the result.
Well, if his shoulder wasn't sore before, it would be now. After this,
have a look at this diving attempt.
And then Brendan Doggett up over the top of him as well.
Party tricks.
Nabi continuing. There's a lot more. Shouts of catch it. Straight at him. Good catch. McCullum takes the catch. You can't keep the veteran out of the game.
Geez, he's still a good fielder, isn't he? We saw him take one at the Gabba the other night like that, nearly pull off what I said would have been the greatest catch I think I've ever seen. But he made good ground in then, and it looked like halfway through its flight, he might have lost it momentarily, put the handbrake on, and then was still had the sense to wait for it to come out of that light down the back there and dive forward and take a nice catch. You see him go there, lost it. Down he goes, takes it inches above the ground. Good safe hands. Terrific outfielding from Brendan McCullum. So Nabi on his way now for 9. Renegades 5 for 50.
ससुराल गेंदा फूल स्मेल। इस मोबाइल से आप लोगों से दूर हो जाते हैं और इस मोबाइल से लोग आपके पास आ जाते हैं। फॉग का छोटा मोबाइल पैक, जब भी चाहो परफ्यूम से नजदीकियां बढ़ा लो।
One delivery to come in the 10th over. Dan Christian replaces Nabi, and we'll need a miracle. A Dan Christian special to get the Renegades out of trouble here. And a dot ball to complete the over. So 9 off the over, halfway mark. Chasing 193, they're 5 for 50.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने मुकाबला जीत लिया। पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया, पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है। क्या होगा मेरिन का अगला दाव? झगड़ते गिरते पड़ते टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव Zoom 6 और Zoom 23
So the Brisbane Heat only winning 2 games so far for the season. Talk about a vital game for them. They have only played 6, same as the Cane Train, who are on top.
What will this win do for their net run rate too?
It certainly will help.
Jeez. Achieve not interested in that one.
Keeper interested.
Oh, I tell you what, I reckon that tip goes
close to hitting a leg stump, doesn't it? Third over for Majid.
Well, there's that sweep that we're talking about. As soon as the mystery spinners come on, the sweep shots always come out. No coincidence that he's straight back into the attack when Dan Christian comes in either, Flem, because Dan Christian this year against quick bowlers is striking at 174, and against spinners he's striking at 70.
Oh, here's a shout and gone. The woes continue. Majid gets a wicket.
Well, I reckon he should have shouted for that first ball, but no, he's on the money again. He's a constant threat. Webb's actually swept him once before, and Majid just kept changing his pace, bowling different deliveries. Webster just couldn't get into a position to play it, so he plays back in the crease. You've got to hit the ball when it's on the money like that. So the wrong and turning in, that looks absolutely plumb to me. Good appeal from the bowler and the keeper. So wicket again to the mystery spinner, Majid. And Webster goes for 9, and it's 6 for 51.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination, and the finish line is where the journey begins. So chase the next.
It's a punt, whatever.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Good
it
night.
up. Towards him, and it's off. Yep.
Jack Wildermuth comes out to bat. He's a fine, hard-hitting batsman himself. Opened up in the first game. And he comes out at number 8, and Christian only faced the one ball. So they've got to build a partnership and get off to a flyer straight away. Hey, Pun, if you were the coach, Andrew McDonald, and if you concede that you're probably not going to win this game, is it still important to get a good score so your net run rate's not that affected?
Yeah, it is. You try and take out of the game whatever you can. I don't think it's going to get any easier, though, because in the back of their mind, they'll still think, they've got to try and hit some boundaries. And even just trying to stand there and survive against Mujeeb, not going to be easy enough either. Swepson still got a couple of overs to bowl.
It's 56 balls to go. Got a strike rate of 150. So that's about 100 runs.
Leg slip in place. Interesting position on the T20.
They're not going to give him any width then, Dan Christian. That's amazing stat what you had there. 174 against pace, Dan Christian's strike rate, and 70 against speed. He's so much power, hasn't he?
Dan would wish he wouldn't read it out so often. Every Big Bash team will certainly be noting that. 11 overs completed, 6 for 52.
She's my inspiration. She's the only reason I'm standing here today. The only reason the Williams sisters exist. So thank you, Venus, for inspiring me.
Tennis is a tough sport. There's no draws, but if there was going to be one, I would have been very happy to accept the draw tonight and share it with Rafa, really. Keep playing Rafa, please.
But also the stars on the field this summer are about to see a battle for the ages in the KFC Big Bash League, a league of heroes. Grab your tickets, the next match in your home city, bigbash.com.au. The Brisbane Heat have certainly been superheroes tonight with the bat and with the ball. The Renegades are in awful trouble. 9 overs still remaining. And another big shout. The finger goes straight up. Swepson's got his third.
I'll tell you what, Waterworth walked then. He walked for an LBW. He went back to another quite full straight delivery. This wicket hasn't turned much at all. Renegades batsmen just keep going back in front of their stumps. Back he goes, track plumb in front, and have a look here. Off he goes. I'm out of here.
Tell you what, LBWs are trending tonight, aren't they, for the Melbourne Renegades?
And give it out.
Don't want it trending.
Give it out for third umpire Ponding. Straight away, the finger went up in the commentary box. Wildermuth goes for 1. It's 7 for 52.
अब जिस प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत होने जा रही है वो कोई छोटा मोटा दंगल ना से इसमें दूध घी खाने वाले अखाड़े के मजबूत बॉडी वाले पहलवानों के साथ लेडीज पहलवान भी पंगा लेना लिए जिनने मिट्टी से मेट तक की दूरी बखूबी पार की है।
Double Champ Raj Pro Wrestling League Season 4, Sony 6, Sony Gen 3 or Sony Wahbar.
So Swepson on fire, 3 for 12 in his third over. Cameron Boyce comes out a lot earlier than he had hoped.
Good insights, isn't it? The debate about the fields. That was really slow. Like seeing the particular skill bowl to the batsman who provides the same skill, isn't it? Like two leggies. They'd love to have bragging rights here, Swepson. And it's pretty much in your path. That is the pathway of plumbness right there.
I can see what third umpire Ponding.
We've seen a few of them.
Straight up.
I know what I'd do here if I was Chris Lynn as well. I'd have a big wicket for Dan Christian.
And don't let
What he will do, he'll use his feet, he'll run down in the line of Swepson, just try and work him into the leg side just to get off strike. There's a bit of the circle. There he goes.
It's exactly what he tried to do.
He used his feet and tried to work that out in a big wicket.
Well, do they need two behind in that third man, short third man?
Only for a bad ball. but I guess they're saying now they're happy to give up the single. There he goes again, using the feet. Deceived him.
Very good bowling. 3 for 14 now. Mitch Swepson.
Another young player. They got that little taste of touring with an Australian team. Didn't get to play, but
played a T20 in England. I presented him with his cap, actually.
What'd you say, Rick?
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. Trust me.
Are you still using those script writers for your cap presentations?
I didn't. Very much.
Sorry, I haven't been able to help you
Very
out.
much from the heart, Flem, it was.
who gave you yours? Your test?
No such thing as that back in.
We didn't get it
back in those
Really?
days. They just turned up in your kit bag.
in your kit bag.
Oh, not even a retrospective moment.
And at the time, Rick couldn't be happier just to get the baggy green. After 12, it's 7 for 54.
बाकी सब तो उड़ गया लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रह गया
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं रहेगा
Sydney Sixers are in the huddle, live at the moment. They're getting prepared at Perth Stadium. It'll be a sea of orange around them. Scorchers versus Sixers up next. Sixers are in good form. Stephen O'Keefe's captured more wickets than any other player in this season's BBL. So Scorchers v Sixers. Scorchers have always been a powerful franchise. They've been a disappointment so far.
Geez, they're targeting those front pads. The Melbourne Renegades batsmen, aren't they?
What did you call it?
The LBs were trending. They're trending. You don't want that for the batting team.
He's a wizard, isn't he? This little Afghanistan player, Majid.
It's interesting, you know, he's the test debut of Afghanistan's first test match. It was also his first class debut.
That's right. At the same time, as a teenager. I just think it's fantastic with the Big Bash, seeing these, Afghanistani players showcasing their skills.
Showing to come over and tour. Imagine them playing a one-day series and a T20 series.
How the world of cricket's changed, I think it's just awesome. So many of them had to flee their country in wartime. Some of the older ones, not necessarily Majid. Here they are playing in front of packed houses in Australia in T20 cricket. It's awesome. He's mesmerising. Batters here, and yet once again the run rate superb by Majid. Just 2 balls to come in his spell, and he's got 1 for 16. Look at this field. He's got a man there. He's fielded it. He's like, cannot believe it. I guarantee he wasn't there for that ball. Wasn't there for a full shot. Beautiful night in Geelong. The crowd were hoping for a better effort from the home team, but they enjoyed the Bash brothers in action. 13 overs completed, 1 off that over. It's 7 for 55.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया अगला दाव झगड़ते कैसे बनते किससे डरते
Seven for 55 off 13. It's a tale of woe for the Renegades. Christian and Boyce trying to create a miracle here.
Right, let's start trying to hit boundaries now. Give us something to shout about.
Swepson 3 for 14. There's leg side. Might have been a little set play there. Stumping. Talk about some of the shout about. I know you've been playing a lot of golf one-on-one with Gene Ball. Does Steve Fleming ever get an invite? How does he get it?
He gets an invite every morning, actually, does he? He's a little bit busy with his own families with very handy kids that are playing cricket and they're really into carnivals and all sorts of
Yeah,
things.
they got some rep games. So we had the under 17 Emus girls. Yeah, unfortunately, they made the final there. And the Emus. No, yeah, that's what the region's called. The Emus. And the under 18 boys Emus starting this week. So good luck to all the players involved in that.
And what do the Flemings do?
They're
Right arm express.
They're both bowlers. Jasmine and Braden are both bowling. Jasmine probably a bit handier with the bat. So she got a few runs for the carnival. That's come from mum's side that. Have you seen when you bat in the backyard? She gets a lot of bounces. She's lethal outside off stuff. But I think it's great, particularly in the holiday period. For the kids to play on consecutive days. The under 18 boys, they're all playing T20 games. So I'm not totally 100% sure that's the way to go, in a development phrase. But for the girls, the under 17 state champs, there was a mixture of 50 over cricket and T20 cricket.
WBBL getting to the finals time coming up very shortly. It'll be next weekend in Drummoyne. Two Sydney teams, powerhouses. Melbourne Renegades will be there, and so will the Brisbane Heat. And your daughter's got someone pretty good to look up to if she can bowl a bit, bat a bit, because at least Berra.
Who do you reckon's her favourite player? Yeah, at least Berra, yeah. Who's inspiring all rounders as well. And her favourite men's player? Paddy Cummins. Oh, it's got to be Paddy.
Everyone loves him. Paddy Cummins.
There's a ticket on that. Was it leg bias or did he get a little bit of bat on it?
What about the Ponting youngsters? They're too young.
The girls are not playing cricket yet. They're playing their tennis and their netball and stuff at the moment. Like little Fletcher is 4 years of age. You can't get him. You can't get a bat or a golf club really out of his hands.
It's amazing, just at backyard cricket, the transfer of skills when they do take up serious cricket, it's really important.
Nothing better than backyard cricket as a young kid growing up. 14 overs completed, 7 for 63.
जिस प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत होने जा रही है वो कोई छोटा मोटा दंगल ना है इसमें दूध घी खाने वाले अखाड़े के बॉडी वाले पहलवानों के साथ लेडीज पहलवान भी पंगा लेना लिए जिनने मिट्टी से बेट तक की दूरी बखूबी पार की है
Thick skies over the Geelong Stadium, Gadinia Park as it's affectionately known and always known. Hard team to beat down here, the Geelong Cats, and Ben Cutting comes into the attack.
Been a while between boundaries as well, 26 balls in fact.
It's only been 3 4s and 2 6s for the whole innings. Tell you what, Cutsy with those guys, he looks like the old time footballers when they used to play night footy and they put the dark under their, put a bit of ice under there. Helped them, see better in the lights.
The baseballers didn't they, for a while?
Yeah, they did too.
Chief Chandipal used to bat in Test cricket with those under his eyes.
And they were sponsors. That's right, a little logo.
Sandals, wasn't it?
He's still playing, isn't he?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's playing with his son for Guyana.
No.
Yes.
How old is he?
78.
Is he still front on with that? He's not still batting with his
the first one I ever saw was Peter Willey, the English batsman who ended up being a very good umpire. Just, it's so interesting, these net run rates. Like, this sort of Renegades will go into the negative, but a win for the Heat and Scorchers, that bunches it up big time, doesn't it?
So there'll be people sitting at home saying, why are the Renegades just chipping it around and trying to survive? It's because of that net run rate. They're trying to minimise the damage done here with the gap between their score and the Heat score, and the lows get a lot worse now because Dan Christian's gone, who had the ability to accelerate.
Well, he's not going to be chipping around anymore. Dan Christian picked out Max Bryant on the circle. That cover was a slower ball from Ben Cuddies, 104 kilometres an hour. Christian opens his stance up, tries to carve it through the covers, hit it well. Picked out Bryant on the circle, takes a good catch. So Christian goes for 7 off 13 balls. Renegades 8 for 65.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ये मुकाबला जीत लिया। ओडीआई में पहला बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने करारा किया, पर सीरीज अभी बाकी है। क्या होगा?
डरते किससे बढ़ते बक्से टीम किससे डरते
इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया दूसरा ओडीआई 15 जनवरी लाइव सुपर 6
लगा
Game 3 this season,
Hello,
the
hello.
Sixers scored 7 for
Hello,
132 and the Renegades in reply 9 for 99. That was horrible. To be frank, this is worse. Thanks, Frank.
I just wonder if they'll be regretting what they did at the toss. Renegades.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
Looking at that pitch today, I don't know how you didn't. You won the toss.
Their preferred mode of play obviously is to chase. They've done that when they've won most of their games this year, Richard, as you said. But the problem is, as you said, Flem, is that the wicket looked like it was going to get slower, and the Brisbane Heat have got 2 quality spinners in their side, in Majib and Swepson. So sometimes you have to take all those things into account and change up your preferred style of play just for the opposition and the conditions that you're going to be playing in.
Definitely. And they play simple game plans. And it's the same with your individual skills too.
They played him before, and the Sixers posted 158. And the Renegades were 126 and couldn't play it.
Oh, I'm glad he hit that. Because LBW has been trending. That would have got it to number 1, I reckon. But no, it's interesting too with with that ladder, because generally I reckon to make the finals you win half your games. So 7 wins